Hello everybody, my name is Israel, and I'm going to show you a quick overview on ATTOM lists. Now, what is ATTOM lists? ATTOM lists is a platform that allows you to create marketing lists. A good advice here is that prior to doing a list, make sure that you already have an idea of what type of list you're looking for. It's better to have that in advance than starting and then just getting sidetracked. So at a bare minimum, when you're going to do a list, you should know what geography do you want to cover, what property types do you want to include, and other key things such as equity. Does a property need to have equity? Things like that. So in this example, I'm going to do an absentee homeowner list in Orange County, California, with 30% or more equity. And then I'll go over some of the main features. So when you're starting a list, the first thing you're going to want to do is click on the logo that says click on the ATTOM logo to build your list. Okay? As I mentioned in our example, I'm going to go after Orange County, California. So I select the property county link. I then select the lookup button. I select the state where the county is located, in this case California, Orange County. Then I hit search. I look for the county that I'm interested in. Here it is, Orange County. I select add selected counties, and now I have the county. What I like to do after adding a selection is I like to hit recalculate to make sure that it's capturing some. So there it is. So I start off with over 884 properties in Orange County. The next thing I'm going to go do is I'm going to go after the property type. So I go here, I hit the property type tab, I select this button that says property use standardize. And if I want all residential, I would just select this. However, if I want to get really specific about the residential type of property, I would select the plus button. And then I would just select, for example, single family residence. So I select single family. Then I hit add selected codes. And then I'm going to hit recalculate just to make sure that the numbers go down. What should happen is as you start adding criterias, your numbers should go down. And it did. You see how we started with over 800,000 records? Now we're at 598,000. So now I have properties in Orange County. I have the property type. Now I want absentee homeowners. So here's how you select absentee homeowners. You go to the ownership tab. You select the status owner occupied flag. And then you select no and unknown. There's a little glitch in our system where you need to select both to identify absentee homeowners. You can either hit continue or recalculate. And now the count went down. We're at 135,831 records. Now, in this scenario, I also want to include, I want to make sure that there's at least 30% equity. So here's how you get the equity. And by the way, the opposite is true. If you wanted owner-occupied properties, you would just select the yes. Really quick, the company indicator is a link if you want to avoid LLCs and you want to identify mainly individuals, you would hit the company indicator. So now we're going to the loan to value. We hit transaction, we hit the additional. Then we select the LTV. So in my example, I want the property to have at least 30% equity. So what I do is I go 0 to 70 loan to value. Hit continue and then recalculate. So there's 123,771 properties in Orange County that are absentee homeowners that have at least 30% equity. Now, if you wanted to, if your minimum equity requirement is 20%, then you would just do 0 to 80% equity. So just remember that at 100% loan to value, it's like par. Anything less than 100%, the difference is the equity potential. So if you wanted it to have 40% equity, then the loan to value would be 0 to 60, and that gets you 40% equity. So now let's say that I want to save this list and then come back later. All you do is hit save. And to go back to the same list, you just go to previous activity, and there it is. Once you save it, you're going to want to label it. So here's how you label it. You just left click on the description on your dashboard, and on the top part you would just delete that, and I'm going to call this one OC County absentee or something like that with equity, and then you hit submit, and you'll see it here on your dashboard. As you start doing a lot of lists, it might make sense to label each one so you know what each list is. So for example, so here it is, OC County. Now let's say that I want to purchase this list. I have an admin account, so the pricing, don't go off this pricing. But here's what you do. You would hit modify rerun. Then you hit place order. When you get to this section, it's going to give you two options. The first option is it's going to ask you if you want all of the records that are available, or do you want a portion? Now, in this example, there's 123,000 records. That's a lot. But let's say I only wanted 1,000 records. Then here I would select this button. I want to limit my order to 1,000 records. Now, the second option that this gives you is it's going to ask you if you want to make this list suppressable for future orders. So what that means is that if you plan on buying more than one list and you don't want any duplicates, then what you would do here is you would click here, make this order suppressible. Then in time 2, when you get your new list, you're going to hit suppress orders, and you're going to reference this list, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. But just know that if you don't want duplicates in future orders, you have to click here, and then you select this button. It says, I want to enable this order to be suppressed. Again, what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to not get duplicates. You hit continue with order. Now, this is very important. This section here, where you don't mess with anything because it didn't come in as a CSV file. So I would recommend not to mess with anything. But if you click the layout options, it's going to tell you what fields are going to be included in the spreadsheet. Okay, so in this example, you see the check marks. Some of them you can't exclude. However, if there's something that you want to exclude, you can just uncheck mark the. You can just uncheck mark the to the left of the description to not include that on your list. So this section will tell you what fields are going to be included and if there's any additional fees. So for example, you'll notice here that there's an extra $3 for every 1,000 records to get the borrower's name, etc. So you also will notice that there's an extra charge for the loan to value because it's a valuable field. It's telling you which properties have what equities in the property. And you notice that there's $40 for every 1,000 records, basically 4 cents a record extra for the loan to value. Now, if there are fields that you want included, but they're not checkmarked here, then all you have to do is add the fields that you want from here, and you add them to the right. So for example, let's just say that let's say that I want to know the let's say it doesn't matter, but let's say you wanted to know the vesting type. How is a property vested? Then you would just select here, move it over, and then hit add. In this case, I don't want to add anything to it, but that applies to anything, any of these fields. If you want to know how many rooms the property has, you would select rooms, go over here, and then hit add. Okay. Now, let's say if I select rooms and I hit add, what you should see is that the rooms is not going to show up at the bottom. You see that? Why? Because I selected it. Let's say that you're going to always do a certain type of list and there's certain fields that must be included in your list. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do is save your list and name it. So you would hit here and then you would name it here. So let's call this list rooms, and as an example, and I hit submit. Now when you go to layout options anytime, you can go to, there it is, there's rooms, and the rooms is going to be this layout, which has the rooms in it. After you've determined that you're happy with the layouts that are going to be on your spreadsheet, you hit submit. And at this point, and then you hit continue. And at this point, it's going to tell you what the price is, what the order summary. You see that? This is old pricing, so disregard the pricing. But it's at this point that you'll know what the price is. You can always exit out of here. Let's say you just want to know what the final price is. This is the section where you'll get the price. This link will also give you a total cost breakdown. So it'll tell you what your base price is. And I got the old pricing at 13.5 cents. You guys are lucky, it's at 8. But it tells you what the final price is and why the price is what it is. If there's certain elements that charge extra, it'll give you the final price there. Okay? Okay, close window. Now, at this stage, if you just wanted to know the price, but you're not ready to commit, then you can bail out right here. All you have to do is hit previous activity. It says, do you really want to leave the current system? You hit OK. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a duplicate order here. So now you know that this list is the exact same list as this one, but it just replicated it because you went through the process. And that's how you do the that's how you purchase a list. I didn't do this on my account because I don't want to pay for 1,000 records. But as you hit continue, it's going to ask you for a credit card, and then the list is going to be emailed to you. Now, any list that you purchase can be found here under download orders. So you see all of these lists. The most recent one will show up at the top. And then you simply select the download button, and there it is. It'll come in as a spreadsheet. And this is what it looks like. So this is the fields, and you get an idea, right? Anyway, you get the idea. So everything that you purchase is going to be saved on your dashboard. Now, yeah, that's pretty much the beginning. That's the process from beginning to end. Now, I just want to go over some other key things and what are some of the features. Under the ownership tab, we already mentioned the occupancy status. The other really cool thing is now we have vacant properties. So if you want to identify vacant properties, there's a link there. Under transaction, if you just hit transaction, it's all pretty self-explanatory. There's purchase date, purchased amount, cash purchase. We're able to identify a 100% cash purchase transaction. Additional, if you hit additional, that's where you get the equity. If you want to identify total amount of open loans, vesting type, it's all there. Pretty much everything that you want, you can just go through each one of these tabs and select what you want. Property attributes, it's self-explanatory. If you want the property to have certain beds and bath or any feature. Now, if there is certain fields that if you're looking for something and you can't find it, you can simply use our toolbar. For example, let's say that you forgot where the loan to value link is. You just put LTV, loan to value. And it'll tell you, oh, it's right there. And you click on the link. Let's say that you want properties with a certain amount of bedrooms. So you just put in bedroom. And you're like, oh, there it is. It's under property attributes. And then you say, I want bedrooms from 3 to 5 properties, 3 to 5 bedrooms. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go through each one of these fields, but just know that that it's the same process. You select the category of what you're looking for, you add it to your criteria, and then you hit recalculate, and then you hit save, and then you purchase it. Let's go to foreclosures. If you're interested in pre-foreclosures, you simply hit foreclosure, hit foreclosure type, and you select list pendants and notice of default. Quick note here, in some states that don't have pre-foreclosures, it's always going to say 0. It doesn't mean that there isn't delinquent people in that state or county. It just means that there is no list pendants or notice of default that's filed. In that situation, you're better off if you get 0, go by auction date, and then just put a future auction date. For example, today's the 27th of May. Just say, hey, I want properties that are going to auction 06, 01, 2019 till whatever future date. Okay. Just put something like 6 months out, and that's how you're going to identify properties that are coming up for auction. Now, you always want to, if you just want to go back to where you were at before, you hit previous searches. I'm going to show you one more thing. Let's say, remember that this was our absentee homeowner list with equity in Orange County. Let's say I wanted to change let's say that I wanted to change the criteria that was used, and I don't want Orange County, maybe I want Riverside County, but everything else you want the same. Rather than doing this from scratch, you can replicate it. Here's how you do it. You hit modify, rerun, you save this list. It's going to give you the option to work on a copy. You hit, all right, I want to work on a copy. And now you have a copy here. So here, we look at the county. We can just actually even delete it and just say, hey, you know what? I want to change the county. Hit property county, hit lookup. I'm going to go to California. I'm going to hit search. Then I'm going to select Riverside County. So this is the exact same list. The only change that I'm changing is I'm adding a different county. You hit add selected counties, hit recalculate, and there is 106,847 records. I hit save. It's going to show up on your dashboard under previous activity. And then I'll call this one absentee with equity RIV for Riverside. I hit submit, and there it is. And that's pretty much it. In future videos, I'll show you how to suppress future lists, but this is just a quick overview. Again, know the criteria of what you want ahead of time. At a bare minimum, you're going to want to know the geography, the property type, and other key things that have to be included in the list. And then you add all the criteria, you recalculate, and then you have the option of buying all or a portion of the records. You hit place order, and then you have the option of suppressing that list, and then in that same section. But this is really, really important. Assuming that I hit place order. I want to limit this to, let's say, 500 records. Continue with the order. Check the layout options. Again, this is the section. The check marks will tell you what fields you're going to get. You can uncheck mark things that you don't want. You can also add fields that you need by selecting these fields, adding them here. You hit add, and then you continue. You can also save. I know I already mentioned this, but this is really important because the last thing I want to happen is you get a list and then you forgot to add something here, and then now you have to pay for the list again to rerun it. You hit submit, hit continue. This is the area that shows you the price. You can always get out. And then if you hit continue, and this is the section that you would fill out. I have an admin account, but you would fill out your credit card information, and then you hit the little thing that says I accept the license agreement terms, and you hit continue, and you're going to get an email saying your list is ready. And remember, your order is going to be here. I'm going to bail out here so I don't pay for the list. And then once you log into your account, you're going to hit download order, and your list will be here. The most recent one, you just hit download, and then it's going to show up as an Excel spreadsheet.